going to look into Tailwind CSS. Yesterday I did like a very simple experiment where I install the CSS and then Tailwind CSS and install the plugins that is supported in Visual Studio Code, and I found that Tailwind CSS is absolutely gorgeous. Where this feeling is kind of like when I'm using React. Usually I use a Material UI. It's similar to that feeling where I get a lot of things done under the hood, like no under the hood, out of the box. But the good thing about the Tailwind CSS is that it is so lightweight that I'm just having a layer of CSS that does the magic for me. Instead of like Material UI, aside from the CSS, they also have their own JavaScript library under the hook, and without that, the thing is just not going to work. But with Tailwind CSS, what it does is just as simple as generating the output of CSS for us to put into the HTML template, and it will listen to whatever content. When we minify the output, it will then trim everything that we are not using, every style that we are not using, so that the CSS is even more lightweight, as lightweight as just limited to the styles that we are using. So I've installed a Tailwind standalone CSS where it's this CLI that, because my project is a Golang project, I don't have a not modules, I don't have package.json, and I do not intend to install it like inside the project. So what I did was I just download this latest release on GitHub, and then give it the executable permission as stated here, and then I'm able to use the Tailwind CSS command after I assign it into the bash rc, which is the path environment variable. So then I use this watcher so that it keeps listening to the changes that I do on the input.css and also the templates. So I'm not sure the magic behind it, but I just assume that whatever configuration that I put in inside the tailwind.config.js, the content that I put in here, is everything that Tailwind will check when we do a minify export to trim off the unused CSS. We also can install like plugins, but I'm not sure what this part of plugin does. And for this video, my goal is just to learn about how we can do like fixed styling, like a variant in Material UI for the text. For example, h1 text, p text, we have different here. Say for example, I have different text that I want a certain variant so that I can continue reuse the same logic. Like this is the first style, and then I want the second style and third style, and I want to reuse this across my components. How can I achieve this? If I can achieve it, then because I already know that Tailwind is capable of using as doing some breakpoints thingy where I can set according to the screen size what style we want to use, what CSS we want to use. But my question is whether it's capable of setting up variants so that within different components I can reuse the same style. Okay. So first thing first, definitely to search for available plugins. But this is a Tailwind variant. Just wonder what is this. Tailwind Variance. So Tailwind Variance is a JavaScript library for React, is it? It feels like this. Like these are the things that are JavaScript based, which I don't really want to use it now. Configuring variants, just using a Tailwind CSS, the vanilla one. I'm just going to change. I want to switch the. It's so bright. How can I Anyway. Okay. Oh, so documentation, variant, font variant, numeric, tabular names. What is the numeric variance additional eclipse for? Oh, okay. So when I do this variant, it's not all fonts support by, or depends on the font family. Not all fonts provide like spatial styling. That is provided by here. But the thing is, I don't want to know the variant numerics. I want to know about variants. Add variant and match variant allow you to register your own modifier that can use a boolean like hover, focus, support. Add variant. Passing the name of your custom variant, a format string that represents how the selector should be modified. Okay, focus, hover focus, optional. Then it's an option. So it's sort of like adding a certain self-made event. Is it only limited to event? Can I say that I can use this variant for specific style also? Plugins, markdown.js, tab size, Tailwind extending the configuration, can merge tab on using the Tailwind configuration. That's the second argument. Excuse me. So I can override markdown CSS in JS. So syntax, emotion. This is simple CSS rule. I can then add in the components. Oh, okay. What is this add components? Wow. So basically what I do is I can then extend the style by using tailwind.config.css. Inside the plugins here, I can add in the add utility, add components, config, add the custom style here, where I can add a components whereby it identify as components. Okay, I want to know the usage of it, like here. Translating into CSS in JS function. I'm just going to add the components and put in the object of what is the class name and what does it do. So for example, like this dot class, I assume that when I add into, say, this part. Oh no, no one. I don't want to interfere with the existing one. Maybe it's index.html. Here. Can I say that it's a class? Cut. We change anything? It does not change anything. Just wondering if that will actually work. Okay. So dot cut. Hopefully it's changing the first style. Class equal to cut. Reload it. It does not change anything either. Do I need to rerun? Hey, what does it mean? Cannot find module. Tailwind forms acquire stack. Module not found. So I don't want this tool. Just plugin is not defined. Oh, okay. So plugin is not defined, meaning that just now I was not aware that I need to import something. Yeah, I need to import something. Let's put it there. Okay. Then after this, reload. Yep, start. Oh shit. Okay, that's absolutely gorgeous. I can, because I can add a component here and then put in the class. So technically it's just a JavaScript function. I can have a CSS in JS folder or something like that, or inside the CSS folder. Then it is a JavaScript of the style that I want to use, and then I can just define like typography and every style there. For example, it's a body medium. Then I can define the body medium as a color of white, where and then the font size is 16. Font weight is say 500, and then I have a body small where the font size is 14, and then font weight is 300. And then after having all this, I go back to the previous one. I say that this is a body medium, or it's even registered in the plugin in Visual Studio Code, which is even more amazing. I just make sure that the custom style that I put it in is self-explanatory, and it is not used by the existing Tailwind CSS to avoid it covering anything that I don't want to. So this is how it looks. And even after I change the style, I can then also change the color of the text by overriding the original style. So I guess it's depending on the positioning. The priority is at the right hand side is more priority than the left hand side item. I assume that's it, but no. Oh, so basically it will. I honestly I'm not sure how they identify the priority of the style, but just to make sure that the actually how can we assume that? Say for example, if I want the white color, okay, it seems like the custom style will all take the style that we put in, no matter the position. But anyway, if we inspect the element here, it definitely, the green one definitely is on top of the the positioning is not right? Yeah, the green one is at the top of the body medium, because they register the CSS in JS first, then only register the Tailwind CSS. Okay, that's a good information. So if something doesn't work, probably I will need an important does it have this? Yeah, important is true, so I can all the unit classes, so utility classes will then become important. But did I put it in? I don't think I put it in. Yeah, I didn't. What is this theme? Theme configuration. The theme will define the project color and all of this and more. We provide a default theme with a general set of value. We can change or extend it as much as we want to. And this is also in a CSS in JS format, where it defines the breakpoint screens and the color, font family, and extending with a spacing. So this is where how they define like how much space it covers. And there's a default theme that we can override, where we change the breakpoints, we can change the color. So changing the color I think is okay. Generally I still prefer to have like primary, secondary color, just a personal preference. So probably I would still, instead of using a theme, maybe I would just use a add components plugin. Honestly I don't know if we can customize a global color palette. So it seems like I can just reuse this entire thing. So we have the theme, we have the what is this extend? Preserve the value. To add a new value, we use extend. font display class. Oh, okay. Oh, so instead of using this, actually the preferred way is I put in extend, and then I say that it is no, but because extending means it's the unit of theme is quite small if looking at this. Like font family is just font family. It's just adding another option which is suitable for color, which I assume, where I can then put in the font color, where okay, carrot colors. Yeah. Okay, text color is using a theme colors, so the colors is where the things change. So I have the colors dot something. Maybe I just want to extend the colors into theoretically it should work, right? Like I add another color called primary, and then the primary is yellow. Then hopefully this primary color I don't know if it works or not, but my idea is extending the default color of primary so that the other parts also will be registered, and then use the primary in my custom like variants. Seems like it doesn't work, right? What's going on? Yeah. Well, it's done. Okay, primary is not registered. How can I register a new color? Can I say this is the way that I think Tailwind CSS extend color. Extend color, that is it's associated with a number, but even if I associate with a number, can I register a new one? Like, I don't know. Oh, I can register it. So, but because of the nature of extending, apparently I cannot override the color in like the Tailwind config. I can use the color in Tailwind config, but I can definitely use it in am I right? Yeah, the color is TW text. What does this mean? Oh, I want to know this color. Yeah, it has a color primary, but the actual variable that it's using is this TW text opacity, where it has the no, this is the actual color, and this information does not exist in the plugin. So there are multiple ways of doing this. Either I rewrite again the color right here, or I have a JavaScript variable recording the primary color. Primary equals to yellow, and then from here that's going to say everything is equal to primary, and then here is also primary, here is also primary. I guess this will be the way to go. I still have some JavaScript theming so that it's very easily like able to split into multiple files, and each file is responsible for one typography one type of style, like typography for one file and then the others for other files, for example, and then registered the components variance that I need. While the reusable style, either I can use a JavaScript if I want the variant to be using the same style, and then extending it so that I can also access the class names within the HTML itself if I want to split. Okay, guess that's all for the learning today. Guess and I will be definitely keep using Tailwind because I don't see any downside of using it as compared to using the heavy JavaScript framework for UI styling. So try to find some interesting UI afterwards, and then replicate the UI by using just pure Tailwind to understand the ecosystem, theming, and its plugins that I will need to use, and potentially to see if how well it supports the animation, like the GSAP library that I'm using. But I believe it's just the same thing because it's essentially just CSS, which is very simple to use. Okay, that's all for today. Thanks.